Hey everybody, Jim Perry here. Welcome to Backroads Metal Detecting. So I'm at the site of a permission that I have hunted several times in the past, kind of over the last year or so. I have found some very interesting items here, including a first year 1866 shield nickel, and a couple of two or three suspender clasps, along with some other tools and household items from a home that stood here on this site, I believe in the 1850s, 1860s, up and through the early 1900s. The oldest item that I found here was about where I'm standing right now, and it was a button. And that button dated back by the style and the metal it was made out of, anywhere between 1790 and 1820. So unusual for this site, but not completely unbelievable that that button might have followed someone to the Midwest from out east. So I've got maybe an hour and a half or so here. Asked the property owner if I could come out today. The hay has been cut, although there's grass growing here. The beans have been cut over here. I really have not hit this area over here where the beans were planted this year to see what might turn up. Glad to be outside today. We'll see what might show up here today. So the home itself stood right in this area here. My first significant target here, aside from one piece of trash, I would say down 4 or 5 inches, was this. The bottom part looks to me like it is part of a suspender clasp. I don't see any text on it. It's hard to tell if it was broken off or not. At least for now, that's what I'm going to assume that it was. I could be wrong. But clearly old, and this leaves me hopeful that I might be able to pull some other stuff out of the ground here today. And the next target I went to dig, the plug, turns out I didn't even need to. It's a surface find, a buckle, assuming from a piece of horse tack. This was a working farm all those years ago. So I'm running the XP ORX today in program 3, the default coin fast, but I decided about a minute ago to bump it up to 31.3 kilohertz instead of kind of the default of 14.4, I believe it is. This should allow me to find more items in amongst all of the iron sitting here. As I set it down to dig this plug, I see there's probably another target right down by where the coil is. Just dug this plug, hoping to find some smaller items. Obviously, there's a lot of grass here. Set the sensitivity up at 95, knowing that I'm not going to be able to get the coil right down to the ground. Running it at a higher frequency should allow me to penetrate the ground and find some older relics. This was just a few inches down. Another buckle. Not sure how well this one will clean up. It's kind of hard to tell looking at it right now. Lower quality brass, maybe. We'll see how it cleans up at home. But I have found one of the sweet spots in this field where there are many relics to be found. So you got to understand, I'm in the middle of this huge field. Home is about where I'm at now. Barns off behind me. There was a windmill at the far end of the property. And I just dug another hole. And this is only the second item I have ever found here of this shape. Let's take a look to see what we've got. I've got a button. It's a 2-piece button. The front of it's gone. I'm going to check around this hole again. The shank is not completely broken. There is most definitely text there. Just give me a minute. I'm going to clean this up, check near the hole again, and get back to you. So what I saw on the back is indeed text. This is a Waterbury button company 2-piece button. The other side is gone. I checked just in the immediate area around this, not finding the front of it. If it's here, it's not going anywhere, and I will definitely be back. Maybe I'll run into it. The Waterbury Button Company was founded in the year 1812. Ironically, because the button supply to the United States was interrupted because of the War of 1812. So the company started making its own buttons for military and career use, which is very interesting. Also for fashion, I'm going to guess probably not based on what I have found here on this property. I'm assuming there wasn't a tremendous amount of wealth here, but it is very, very possible that the previous owner, generations back, may have been in the military. Very, very cool. I'm excited for that today. First button I've found with a design in it, actually with wording. So grateful for that today. Well, I'm just about out of time, but this one got me excited. Saw a round in a hole. I thought, oh my gosh, it's a holed coin. It's not. It's a very thin piece of brass. Not exactly sure what this is. There is no design on that side, but there is on this side. Can't see if there's lettering in there anywhere or not. Really, I have no idea what this is. If anyone does know, go ahead and comment below. Either way, I'll be going home with me today. Of course, now that the sun is going down and it's getting dark, I do not believe the luck I'm having here. In amongst all of these deep grasses, I just flipped plug, thought it was in that, couldn't find it, realized it must have popped out. I'm seeing another round item. This looks like probably a button, absolutely. I'll have to clean that up to see if it's a snap or if that's the shank of a button pushed down. Give me a second here. I'll clean it up, see if there's any writing or design on it at all. Not a button, but a snap. I don't see any text on it, although there could be a design. I'm just not sure. But either way, the ORX with the smaller high-frequency coil set up at 31 kilohertz in CoinFast really is doing the job today. So the beauty of the ORX is that it is completely wireless, aside from the headphones right now until my wireless ones come in. It is sprinkling, and the remote to it is not waterproof, so I've got it inside my sweatshirt pocket, is to not get it damaged. Heading on my way out, of course, one last hole. Two signals sounded identical to each other. Again, I'm not reading the numbers because the remote is in my pocket. First one, to horse tack, and second one, another small round item. Now, I was going to say maybe a coin, but with my luck, I've been finding buttons. It appears like this probably, it is. This is a button. With an elephant, I think. Hold on, let me get this cleaned up. I'm curious to see if it fits with the back that I found probably 150 feet away from here. Hold on. So I was wrong, not an elephant, but it is a bear button. I've got the back piece of the other two-piece button. I don't know. It's close, but I don't think that they actually go together. Very, very cool. I'll have to do some research. I quickly looked online here just now and don't see much, but today is the day for buttons. Interesting enough. It's time to get out of here. It really is starting to come down now. So I'll do a quick wrap up with some of the items and be on my way. And with that, I'm going to call it a day. It is starting to sprinkle, and it's getting too hard to see anyways. Found another sweet spot out there with some buckles and the buttons out there. Really crusty buckle. A couple of others in not such bad shape. Always finding square nails because there were several structures out there. Another piece of copper fitting here. The small tag might or might not be old. I'm going to guess the two buttons definitely are older than that. The Waterbury back to a two-piece button, I never did find the front of that, but if it's out there, it's just waiting for me. And then the front to a two-piece button with a grizzly bear on it. That one I'm going to need to do some research to see when that might have been made and what it might have been for. So, another productive late afternoon. The sun is starting to set much earlier here in southeast Minnesota, and it's definitely getting colder and more humid and wetter, and unfortunately we can start to feel winter coming in. I know it's terrible to say that, but I'm going to hit as many fields as I can over the next few weeks before that does happen. Every item found has a story to tell. Sometimes it just takes a little digging to figure out what that story is. As always, thanks for joining me again today. Hope to see you again soon.